Good morning. It's just coming up to 10. So just getting yourself set up for this morning's practice. I usually stretch beforehand and I didn't yet today, but that's always a good thing to stretch a little bit, loosen out your back, even as you're getting ready now to sort of see how can you make your body feel more settled. Okay. So you're really welcome to this morning's practice. We're going to be focusing on just the simple practice of returning to the breathing. And so, with the practice, there's two extremes. So, on the one hand, we can't expect that we'll just put the attention on the breathing and that no thoughts will come up or that we'll be able to focus and catch every breath. Like, it's unrealistic to think that. It takes practice, and even when you've been practicing for a long time, you have days where your mind is so agitated it's hard to concentrate, and that's fine. So it's good to be like accepting about that and very relaxed in that sense. And then on the other hand, it's not that when we're doing the practice that we just allow ourselves to randomly daydream and don't try to interrupt that. Like we actually do, there is an active part to meditation where, I'm trying to notice the in breath, but then I start to think about something later on today or something from yesterday. And if I can notice that, my job then is to say, okay, that's really interesting. And now come on back to the breathing. No matter how interesting it is, it's redirecting the attention to the breathing. And so, in this way, we're like learning to be able to place the mind wherever we want it to go instead of being at the whim of wherever our attention sort of randomly goes. We can sort of do that. So, it is a training practice. It can be relaxing to meditate, but that's actually not the goal. That's just a nice side effect. So we are really kind of engaging in a training and we can do it. Um, so I'll remind you during the practice from time to time to come back to the breathing. Okay, so we'll practice for 10 minutes. So just that sense of a kind of an upright posture, like the back is maybe more straight than usual, but without like being tense about it. It's like just the right amount of effort into your posture and just the right amount of effort into the practice. And even before the breathing, just sensing into how your body is without trying to change anything, just noticing I have a body. What can I sense about it right now? You might notice like sense of temperature on your hands or maybe the contact your feet have with the floor. And an awareness of the room you're in or of any sounds that you hear. And then just beginning to direct or invite your attention towards the breathing. And it could be maybe the breathing, the movement at the stomach as you breathe in and out, or the movement at the chest, or maybe the flow of air at the nostrils. And just choosing maybe one of those places and just bringing your attention there. being really curious about it. What can I notice at this place? And then just sitting here, aware of the body and sounds, but with the front of your awareness on the breathing, just following this in breath and this out breath. Nothing special about it, just your regular breathing. But the difference is that we're noticing it. And it's no problem if thoughts bubble up. You can kind of let them go and stay with the breathing. Or equally, if you find you're getting caught up in thinking, you're planning, or you're criticizing yourself, or you're just daydreaming, that's to be expected. And then just notice, where's the mind going? But don't get caught up in it. Just come back to the breathing, even if it's just for a few breaths again. Nothing else to do, just being aware of the movement as you breathe in, the movement as you breathe out. And if your mind is still on the breathing, that's great. And if your mind is wandering, that's great too. It just becomes a chance to exercise that ability to return. Just noticing where the mind goes and gently but firmly inviting it back to the breathing. And just continuing to return to the breathing just for the last minute or so till the sound of the bell. Then coming out of the practice in your own time. So it's good to reflect on your practice sometimes, just to sort of, it helps with learning. And so, for example, where were you noticing your breathing? What part of the body? And how often was your mind wandering? Without judging it, just kind of assessing that. And was there a pattern in where the mind went? Is it the past or future? Just to sort of notice these things. What was it like to bring the attention back? Can we be okay with all of this and accept, like, that's what it means to learn something? Doesn't mean we're perfect at it, we're just practicing. So if you have any questions on how your practice is going, send them on to me. You have my email. So thanks for practicing with me today. The next session is Tuesday morning at 10. So I look forward to practicing with you again soon.